Who'd like a little tip on how to overcome a price objection? I'm sure you would. And I actually picked this up from one of my one-to-one clients, Joe. So thank you, Joe. And I'm not the sort of mentor who's going to pretend that I know everything. I don't. And I will happily share tips from others if they're awesome tips. So I was saying that some of the team members were struggling with pricing objections from people. And he said he loves a pricing objection. My God, how often does anyone say they love a pricing objection? And he gave this awesome way to overcome them. So basically, when as fitness professionals you're doing your sort of analysis of their diet and their nutrition, you might well ask certain questions like, how often do you go out drinking? How often do you eat out? How often do you go on holiday? Do you go all inclusive? That type of thing. Now, the client thinks you're asking these questions because it's pertaining to their nutrition and their diet and their ability to stay on some kind of weight loss plan. Actually, the reason you're asking these questions is so that when a pricing objection comes up in the future to your training and what you're offering, you can, having quickly totted it up in your head, point out to them that they themselves admitted that they go out drinking every single weekend at roughly £60 a session, that they themselves have admitted they go on holiday a couple of times a year to an all-inclusive. And you can top that money up and then say, okay, so shall we say that your coffee's out, your meals out, your nights on the town and your holidays come to an average of X amount per month. And then obviously that normally will end up being more than any training plan you're about to offer. And that helps get you over your pricing objection. So I thought that was an awesome little tip from Joe, so much so that I've asked him if he will do a webinar for us in September, because we've already just had quite a few webinars on sales. But actually, whilst we were talking about the psychology of webinars and the fact that webinars are an hour out of anybody's time and involve an upsell and, so they go on. And getting people to attend webinars isn't easy. We talked about a turbo webinar. So instead of it being an hour, let's keep it really salient, really to the point, make it 15 minutes of real solid hints and tips on sales techniques with a quick Q&A at the end of it, and keep it to 20 minutes. And in fact, I'm loving this idea of turbo webinars so much that I'm actually going to talk to Amy about us doing more of that style webinar and less 1 hour ones in group. It also means that any videos that go on the VIP website are a bit shorter, so you're more inclined to watch them on replay, etc. So yeah, I'm loving the idea of turbo webinars as well. So that's something else we're going to investigate. Meanwhile, going back to the original point, do investigate or do try and use that hint on how to overcome pricing objections. I thought it was really cool. I'm sure you do too. Give it a go in your next pre-client screening questionnaire type thing that you do. All right, speak to you soon. Bye.